What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make wide leg shorts out of one pair of pants. I get asked all the time for simple tutorials for beginners. What is a good project to start with if I just started sewing? And I think this is a great place to start. It'll teach you some good things about sewing and you can make yourself a pretty cool pair of pants. If you're just starting out sewing, upcycling is a great place to start. That's how I got my start and is how I started my company. So I hope this helps. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions or if there's any tutorials that you want to see next. I'd love to create more community on here and talk in the comments, so let me know down below. Let's get into it. Well, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Today I'm going to be working on this piece of the day. I'm going to show you how I go about making a pair of pants into a pair of like wide leg shorts or like long shorts that fit loose and have a nice fit to them. This is a tutorial I've made on Instagram that kind of went viral, and it's a process that I kind of made up, but it's pretty intuitive, so let's get into it. Okay, so right here we have our piece that we're going to be using, and I want to turn them into shorts that kind of end around this area. You can kind of just hold your pants up and mark where you want them to go, or you can compare it to another pair depending on where you want it. I kind of want it to be right at my shin, just below my knee a little bit. Not too long, but still a longer short. Then wherever I'd like it to end, I'm gonna draw a chalk mark. So I'm just gonna kind of mark it there, and we can extend that with our ruler. We got Zim in here today helping us out. My parents are out of town, so I'm taking care of the dog. Square it off. You obviously want it to be square and not like this and at an angle, so let's keep it nice and straight. We have our line across there. Let's do a 1/2 inch below that for seam allowance. This is for the hem, so we have seam allowance there, and then 3/8 of an inch for the fold. Now with our scissors, we're just gonna chop this off and flip it over onto the other side just so we get an exact replica. Make sure it's all lined up properly. Next up, we're gonna seam rip this seam, or if it's one of the flat felt seams, then we'll cut it out. I just like to cut it out more, but with a normal seam like this, we're just gonna grab our seam ripper and open it up. Okay, now we got them all opened up. Now we have our panels. Cut open both of the panels. Just open it at a seam. That'll leave us with a nice sheet of the same fabric that we can use as the panels. We're gonna take the front and the back on the shorts and kind of like line it up there and line it up here. If you want, we can put like a pin or a clip there just to kind of hold it so it's in place. Take our panel and fold it, and we're gonna line it up on our shorts just so we can get the pattern shape right. I'd say the best like distance and size that you want it to be is the same as the crotch. So if we look at the crotch, it's 14 inches, and if we add this extra panel, it's 15 inches. So I'd want the bottom to also be about 15 inches, but you can do that however you want. That's just like kind of a guide. If you go any bigger than the crotch, then it starts to get a little weird. Now that we got it lined up kind of where we want it, we're gonna make a mark right at this seam where the front panels meet each other, going 90 degrees, like straight across from this line. And then we're gonna trace our panel shape with some chalk. And that'll leave us with the general shape of our panel so that it fits in the pants right and that the measurements are pretty much correct. Then the next step is going to be adding seam allowance. So it's nice to kind of square this off a little bit. Then we're going to add a 1/2 inch seam allowance up here and a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way along. Or you can do 3/8 if you want, but I like to do a 1/2 inch. Okay, so it'll look like that. Now we're gonna cut it out. Gonna like kind of square that cut off. I haven't done this in a long time. This is kind of how I started my company, is by making these. So it's kind of nostalgic, honestly. Then we're gonna take the other panel, slap this on top, and we'll just cut it out. It's kind of a way to duplicate it. Voila, now we have two panels. Then we're gonna take the panels, put them together facing the same way, and trim them so that they're the exact same. Then we're gonna sew them together at a 1/2 inch seam allowance and serge this. Boom, now let's serge it. My serger wasn't working quite right, so I had to rethread it. If you don't have a serger, then you can do a zigzag stitch on your normal sewing machine. It's nice to top stitch it. Then we're gonna clip our panels in now that they're connected, starting from the center. So just gonna start like this, line it up, put a clip on, or you can use pins like I said. Then we're just gonna sew along here at a 1/2 inch and do the same thing on this side. I've been sewing for quite a long time now, but as you can see, I'm going nice and slow, assuring that everything's nice and straight, the fabric's lined up, and you should do the same. Okay, once we have all of this sewn, we just serge the edges. Then we just press our seams flat, making everything look clean. This will make a big difference in how quality your final product looks. I press all the seams on the inside and then I turn them the right side out and just kind of press the seams on the outside too to make it nice and clean. Square this off, cut off the extra. Then I folded them together and cut off any excess just to kind of clean it up a little bit, make sure it's all even. Okay, now I'm gonna hem them. You don't have to hem them. Some pairs I hem and other pairs I leave with the raw edge. It really depends on the fabric and however you want it to be styled. I think the hem gives it a cleaner finish, but unhemmed has a more flowy, nice look to it as well. 3/8 seam allowance, 1/2 inch hem. Same thing on this side. And then we can kind of just fold it over on that line. 3/8, work our way around. Then I'm gonna fold it over again at a 1/2 inch and press that down, working my way around, giving us a nice rolled hem. Then we just sew our hem, sewing right along the edge of our fold. Okay, our shorts are done. Added the tag on there, did some tags on the inside, added a custom button, and now they dropped and have sold. So here's how they turned out. These ones are a little bit shorter than I normally go, but I think that turned out really cool. I'll show you guys how they look on body. Pretty sick, pretty nice little flip. Sold them for $67, pretty solid price if you ask me. All right, here's the final result. Kind of switched up the fit a little bit, but super cool. They're wide leg, fun little upcycle, pretty straightforward. You can really do the same exact upcycle with pants and make them into pants. It's the E method, as I call it online. This is something I did a lot of on my early days, and it's a fun little thrift switch. You can go to the thrift store, buy some jeans for $8, $6 or $7, I don't know, whatever they're pricing them at now, and make yourself a really sick pair of pants like this. Slap some leather on there, do some patchwork here and there. The opportunities and ideas are endless. It's really cool with jeans. You can make jorts out of these. I think it's cool to like leave the hem loose, then you can have it fray. So let me know in the comments if you watched this far and if you messed with the tutorial. And if there's any other tutorials that you'd like to see, just ask me any questions. I'd like to start addressing questions on here. YouTube is the focus. We're locking in on YouTube, guys. So let me know your questions about me, questions about sewing, life, philosophy, whatever. So let me know. It's time to lock in, everyone. Make your dreams come true. Figure out what you want to do with your life and start working at it. You don't have to know exactly how to do it, but anything is possible. Figure out what you want to do and just work. The stars will align for you. Just start making it happen. Anything is possible. Love you guys. Have a good one. Peace.